Girl, she's a
That's
mess.
all right.
Chelsea is a mess. She looks a mess.
She's a mess.
Her lips are
She
very
cries all the
weird.
time.
She cries all the time. She has an oddly shaped body. She's very insecure. I'm sorry. She just is.
Talk to him. Scary with Melanie P. That's scary with Melanie P. Come on.
Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Melanie P podcast. Listen, before I go any further, make sure you stop right now. I'm going to give you a little 5 seconds countdown here. And you hit that subscribe button. We have an amazing show for you today. And we have an amazing special guest host. We are reviewing the sensation Netflix show, Love is Blind Season 6. And I have a special guest with me today. Paige, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I know. Here's something funny. So, I can be inappropriate. You are my first white guest on the show.
I love this.
And Black History Month, girl. So welcome. I'm gonna give you last year.
I'm so supportive.
Last year when I had my 1 year podcast anniversary and everybody got like awards. You know what I'm saying? And so like one person got this award for like most juiciest episode and stuff. And so I'm gonna give you give you your award, girl. We are loving it. So Paige, listen, tell the viewers where you are from and a little bit about you. Just very comfortable and high level.
Yeah. So I'm Paige. I am in Dallas and Texas, and I have been working in multimedia for a while, and I'm a big Love Is Blind fan.
Yes.
And so hearing that you were a big fan, I was like, okay, we have to talk.
Exactly.
We have to talk. I've seen
Girl.
every season, every episode. I'm kind of obsessed with it.
What was your favorite season, or what was your favorite couple out of all the seasons?
Oh my gosh, season 1, Love Is Blind season 1, Cameron and Lauren, girl.
Oh.
I mean, listen, the best, so cute, so wholesome. I absolutely love them. They're just precious, and I feel like stood the test of time, and they really speak to the pods and the experiment as to like, okay, this isn't a success. So.
Yes, they let us know that it works. Like if you work it, it works. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yes. I just thought they were the cutest couple. They just seem so organic, so natural, the way they like so I think that was season 1. So I was like, what kind of show is this? And when I first heard, I think he told Lauren that he loved her first. And at first I was like, this is so weird. How can he love her? But now 6 seasons in, girl, I think it works. We can see on this season that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But when it works, girl, it really, really, really works. Because Lauren and Cameron, they are actually my favorite as well, out of all the couples, because like you said, it was just so organic and so cute. And I love the way he loves her and the way he takes care of her and his patience, and he's still like masculine, but he's like, nerdy, but he's still masculine, girl. I love him. Yes. I really love him.
And I feel like he's not tone deaf to like this situation and being like, okay, like this is, there's going to be challenges just based on the type of couple that they are. Like, I feel like he's so about it. And it's just like, and he's like so supportive of her and her family. Yeah. And I just love it. And then when her dad liked him, I was like, okay,
I know. They couldn't find anything wrong with him. I know. I was thinking, now I ain't gonna lie. At first I'm thinking he's a little bit too good to be true. And I still kind of feel that way because they're still together and they've been together since then. And I follow them on social media. They have a YouTube channel as well, and I watch some of their YouTube videos, and they still seem so happy and so cute. He just almost seems too good to be true, but I'll take it because some of these other men on here.
He's got that little nerdy side to him. I think that keeps him down to earth. Okay, I'm all about a good scientist. I love that.
And women always like overlook the nerd. I feel like women always overlook the nerd. Do you feel that way?
It's a miss. Come on. Like, the nerdy guy is going to be there for you.
I know.
Okay.
Have all the answers.
He's smart. He's probably funny.
Right. Yeah. Have all the fucking answers. So let's get into Love is Blind Season 6. We're going to go down couple to couple, right? So the first couple that we have to talk about is Clay. Glory Jesus. Clay 31 and AD 33. But Matthew was a part of their little love triangle. Tell me your thoughts on this couple. Tell me your thoughts on Matthew. Like, what do you think?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Immediately I get a weird vibe.
Really?
And whenever, I mean, just like Matthew, like when he just got up and left. I mean, I understand being like, okay, this isn't for me. This doesn't serve me. I'm out. But like, come on, fam. Like you just like right immediately out the gate. And then I don't know, just the way he was just a very intense. Yeah. And I did not like the way that he was playing some of these girls in here.
Oh, I know.
Amy's so cute, by the way. She's probably my favorite on this season.
Matthew?
I mean, she's fresh. AD.
Oh,
AD.
I know. Her body don't make no damn sense. Girl, her body is so perfect. Now, I'm going to tell you.
Ridiculous.
Matthew, I'm not going to lie. Listen, don't cancel me. I thought he was very attractive when I first saw him. And I was like, ooh, Matthew. Yeah. He was very attractive. I like that, you know, he has that like quiet weirdness about him. I'm like, oh, I bet he's going to be a really good guy. And every time I would say that, and every time I would think that, he would do something like 30 seconds later that made him a psycho. So he
literally
time. Now the first red flags with him is that he would come in, remember, and then he would like walk out once the girl started asking him questions, and he was like, oh, I wasn't prepared for you to ask me questions. I just thought that I could ask questions. So that was kind of weird, but I really
he wanted to be in his order.
Yes, he really did. But I originally thought
control.
I originally thought that he was just nervous, you know, and that's why he was walking out. But I think that he was just a psycho. I really do.
I mean, listen, my friends and I, we love this show, and definitely the first message I got was that he probably has, you know,
body.
I know that's a terrible thing to say, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I definitely got that kind of creepy stalker on a little bit.
I know. That goes to show.
I hope he can prove himself, but
girl, that goes to show that I have a weird radar, girl, because I like a little stalker type dude sometimes. I was like, okay, he's really cute, girl. But
you like the intensity. You like the intensity.
I do. But here's the thing. I liked him all the way up until I realized he was playing AD and that other girl, Ashley. I think her name was Ashley or Amber. They never showed him and Amber talking at all. They only showed the part where she said that, you know, AD found out that he was telling both of them the same thing. So I didn't understand why Netflix did not show, you know, Amber and Matthew talking ever.
I've heard some things and I've read some things that that there's actually a lot of couples that get engaged and a lot of couples that make it through, but they only can focus on like 5. So they just picked 5 that they think have the most interesting story. Yes, because last season, is it Ray Ann or something like that? She was like kind of in the background, but you notice like in the episode where they're getting the dresses, they're doing the wedding dress try on, she's there on the couch, and you think like, oh, it's just because she's like a friend and things. She's like, actually, I was one of the people that got engaged too. She's like, we didn't make it through, but like, she's like, they chose to completely ignore my storyline. Yes. I was like, okay, wow, like, come on, just make it a longer show.
I did not realize that they did that. I would be so pissed if I was on this show and I had a whole love story that they did not show.
That's what she was saying. She's like, ours was actually really cute, and like it was a good storyline that did not get shown. Yes, it's that curly blonde hair girl. I forget her name. It started with an R, Ray or something like that.
Oh, now I gotta Google that at the end of the show because I need to see who that was. But so yeah, with AD, Matthew, and Clay, I was feeling, you know, Matthew. Nobody else was. My friends was like, "Girl, what is wrong with you?" I really was. But like I said, until him and Amber started, you know, talking, and they didn't show that piece or whatever. I think he was just there just to like get a name for himself. Like he didn't seem to care about either one of those ladies. And he was saying stuff like, if I propose to you right now, that it'll be the happiest moment of your life. And then he was also saying stuff like, I'm going to be the villain of this season. Like, where's the third wall? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you talking about this season? And you know, it's like he
America is watching.
America's watching. Who do you think you are?
That was so creepy.
It was so creepy.
Yeah, you're not in it for the right reason.
Yeah, that's when I was like, he's a serial killer. But here's the thing, AD, I feel like she really wanted to like him and for them to still be together. AD, for some reason, which another girl, a lot of girls on these seasons have this, but she has very low self-esteem, which doesn't make any sense. I think it comes from her dad issues. She talked about her dad, you know, not having, you know, wanting to connect with him, and he died, you know, the year before. But I really do think it's also a red flag for AD, because even though she knew that he was talking to Amber, she still came back, and I feel like she was hopeful that he might propose, you know? And I'm thinking, girl, you know that this man has been lying to you, using your dead father, all this stuff, and you were still hoping that you and him would still talk. That's the vibe that I got. I don't know if I was off with that. Do you think she still was wanting Matthew to...
I feel like she was looking for that validation, and I think that was going to help her make her decision.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think she was hung up on the fact that Clay is always the type of guy that she goes for in the real world.
Yeah.
And I think she could tell, she could sense, she heard him talk, she heard the way he was, the way he approached her was very much more assertive. And I think Matthew was like something different, and she was into it. And so she was kind of like, okay, I'm here on this experiment. I'm trying to do something different. Let me force myself out of my comfort zone. Problem is, it was the wrong person for her to do that with. So I'm so glad that she saw that. Oh, thank goodness. Like,
and you know what's funny? I think that, like us, people have seen previous seasons and they want so desperately, especially the women, they want the Lauren Cameron fairy tale. And I think when women come in there, they desperately want what Lauren and Cameron had. All right, so Matthew, you can go. Now, Clay. What were your thoughts on Clay? I didn't like him. I didn't like his energy. I thought he was too aggressive. He showed signs. He showed anger issues early on, and overbearing energy. What was your thoughts on Clay?
I agree fully, and I think that I sensed a little bit of a player vibe from the pods. Then I felt like he tried to bring it back around, but then when they get to vacation episodes.
Oh my God! Do you think he's gay? You think he's gay? My friends think that he's gay.
I mean, you know what? Like, I could see that. I could see it. I feel like, for me, more than that though, I feel like he's just a little bit too controlling about like her body, and he's like way about her body. And just like telling her like about going to the gym and stuff.
Going to the gym.
Encouraging her partner is one thing. To be healthy, to speak to her that way, that was a girl. I would have got up and left.
I was so irritated
from that comment immediately.
It was horrible.
Out the gate, you've known me for 2 days, and you're saying this type of stuff to me. Absolutely.
Yeah, I felt bad for AD because, like you said, on vacation, she started like opening up to him and saying how I feel like she kind of looks to men for validation, and I feel like she chose, to me, 2 men that she should not have chosen. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens with her and Clay, but I did not like Clay. I thought he was a horrible option for her. I hated how he, wanted to know if she had a big butt and boobs and like a nice body. Like,
he's
I'm like
asking
that.
her about appearance.
You're not, which is the total opposite of the premise of the show. And when he said that, that's when he was on my shit list. Cause I'm like, why are you asking that? Like, again, he was giving her, he would get the award for like most red flags, I feel like, in the pods and even out the pods. Yeah. He was just a no. But again, I get it because people want to stay on, because obviously if you stay on the show and find somebody, then that can boost your popularity.
Right.
But I just didn't like him. I hated when they first met, and he was like, he seemed very sexual. Like, he seemed like he kept putting his head on her boobs. You saw that?
Oh, he keeps saying that he's like a baby. I'm a baby.
Girl.
And I'm just like, what? Like, I felt like she went in there looking for like a strong, assertive man. And that is not what she got. And I'm just kind of like, girl, what are you doing? I don't like that.
Girl, he was such a pervert to me. I just, like, we just met, and we just met, and you're already like, I feel like touching her in a weird, sick way and saying that you're a baby and you're a grown ass man. I would have been like, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna go back out and come back in because I don't want to be with this guy.
For me.
Oh my God.
Like,
it is the worst.
And it's one thing to be like, oh, the sexual chemistry is there. Like, I'm really feeling you, babe. Like, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, their little banter is cute, but like, I feel like it's very surface level. I feel like as far as a deep connection, like, he's a cute, fun guy to go like on a date with.
Yeah.
I don't think you bring him home to mom.
No. And he kept talking about how he's never been to therapy. He was giving me the same thing that Matt was giving me, and just kind of being here for TV and popularity. Like, I feel like he talked more about himself and his needs and what he is, and all about him more than he wanted to like get to know AD. And I feel like he was rude to her several times and said weird stuff to her, walked out on her. I don't like him, and I'm really curious to see. If I had to guess and bet, I don't think that they're gonna last. I don't think that they would get married, but if they're doing it for the cameras, I think both of them would do it maybe just for the cameras. I can see both of them doing it maybe just for the cameras. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, for most of the couples, I got that vibe this season was like, I don't know if any of them are even going to last.
Oof.
Like, I'm not Even like, I think maybe, yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but
there's only one couple on here to me, and they're very boring. And I think they're last on our list, but there's only one couple on here that I think could possibly last. Oh my God. Now the next love circle couple, we have Chelsea, 31 flight attendant, Jimmy, 28 software sales. Then we also have Jessica, the executive assistant who told him to get his EpiPen, and then the muscle guy Trevor that I think has some kind of like skin issue. So the couple is Chelsea and Jimmy. What? Let's start with Megan Fox. Now, girl, what are your thoughts about Megan Fox, aka Chelsea?
Okay. So as I got deeper into the episodes, I started realizing that she was the hot commodity of this season.
Yes.
She has like 3 different guys after her, and I'm looking at Jessica, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, okay, both beautiful girls in their own right, but like really surprised.
I don't know about beautiful girl.
The way this played out. Well, I mean, so she's saying that she got a celebrity resemblance. She's like, don't take it too serious. Like, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. He's like, well, who? Well, who? She's like, I don't even know. MGK's wife or something. He's like, Megan Fox. Girl. He heard that, and that clicked in his brain, and he immediately, ever since, he's like, no, Jessica's got a kid. This girl looks like Megan Fox, and she's a flight attendant. I'm going for her. And then she's like,
Megan Fox.
So the facial, like the
if you squint,
the eyes and stuff, like I understand, yeah. But to say like it's a dead ring or anything, absolutely not. And I don't know that she was trying to say that, but like I maybe just wouldn't even say that. I would just be like, the whole point of the pods is to not know what I'm look like. So I just feel like even a comment like that is just kind of like, I don't even know if I would entertain that.
Like, where do I even begin? First of all, you don't look like Megan Fox. Let's just start there. Like, again, if you squint, or maybe like somebody punch you in both of your eyes and then you have to squint or something, then maybe. But I'm sorry, like I said, and please forgive me because I said 2024, I'm saying what I want to say without no holds barred. So if people don't agree, I don't care. Girl, she's a mess. Chelsea is a mess. She looks a mess. Her lips are very weird. She cries all the time. She has an oddly shaped body. She's very insecure. I'm sorry. She just is, and I feel like she deserves the backlash that she gets. I went to her Instagram, and people were kind of going in on her Instagram, and I know that has to kind of hurt, but she kind of brought it on yourself.
That's mean. I'm not
like,
about that.
Right, it's one thing to like look like somebody, and you really, really, really do. And even if that's the case, I wouldn't even brought it up in that space. But she hesitated in saying that because she knew that I know she was having an internal conversation in her head with like, should I say this? Because I want to lock them in. And girl, why would you say that? You just fucked up your shit, girl. Like, she'll forever be known as the Megan Fox like wannabe or lookalike, and or not lookalike. You know what I'm saying? That made me so angry.
Well, and the thing was that it kind of bothered me more so even than her saying that was the fact that that was like the first thing that he brought up was like, oh, well, she lied to me about how she looks. Yeah. Okay, well, she never technically lied to you, but she also, like, if that's your first reaction from meeting her, you've had all these intense conversations, like, if you actually care about her deeper than that, why is that your first thing that you say? Like, I don't know. I just didn't like that.
Girl, but I have to disagree because I don't even fault him. Like, because that was like when I saw when I saw the episode title and it was called She Lied to Me, I knew right then what it was going to be about, because that is a pure lie. Stop. That is a pure lie. Like, she totally I can't even fault him. Now, I fault him for making his decision, I think, based on that. I think both the people that he had connections with had like something that he wasn't sure about. You know, she was divorced and then the other girl had a kid, and so it's like, damn, what do I do? And he was just weird. He seemed very emotionally immature. And I don't think him and the girl that has the kid would have done well. I think she was too assertive for him. He gave me like little dick energy, weak guy, fake dude. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And she talked about he has a
even though she says he wasn't, but like I still don't buy that. I still don't buy it. I think she's trying to make herself feel better. The way that it played out for me was that she's trying to talk herself into this situation, and I'm kind of like, she seemed like, aside from that comment about Megan Fox, I really do see she seems like a nice person, and she seems like she wants to just, she seems like she is in it for the right reasons, and I feel like she deserves better than him. I don't like him. I think that the way that they've portrayed him in the show, personally, is not good. And I don't like it.
Girl, I hate to sound evil and like the villain, but I don't like her because I feel like I hate to harp on the Megan Fox thing, but you started off with a whole
I know what you mean.
lie.
Deceitful.
So, you know,
a little bit deceitful.
That to me, if you will make a blatant lie like that, I don't trust nothing about you. Now, I felt bad for her because she clearly has like low self-esteem. And it's interesting that she even chose to be on that show, on a show that's based on personality, but they're going to eventually see you. So, I mean, for a show that's based on personality that you're not meeting from like initial attraction, and then to lie about how you look, and then we know the big reveal is going to come. I think she deserves to not find nobody, and I think she deserves whatever she gets, because why would you lie? Like, why would you lie? Now, when girl, this season was the first season. I was telling my friend that it seemed like when the doors opened for like most of the couples, it was like shock, but not in a good way. When Chelsea and what's his name? And Chelsea and Jimmy, when they had their reveal and she ran out there, it was very cringeworthy. I don't know why she did that.
I ran out like a T-Rex. Like, she's like, I'm in my heels. That's what she said. She's like, I ran out like a T-Rex to you. And
girl,
yeah.
Here's the thing.
She was so excited to meet him. She was so about him, girl. She was so about him.
Here's the thing. Pods. Did she not look like a T-Rex really? Like I'm not being funny, but like I didn't hear her say that until someone else told me that she said that when she opened the door. And
she had her arms kind of like little, so she was like kind of trying not to trip on TV. And so bless her heart, she was just really excited to meet him. And honestly, the way that she felt about him is how Trevor felt about her. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, dang, girl, like you messed up, because there's a guy that really felt that way about you, and I feel like Jimmy was not in it for her. I don't think he was. I think he was in it for he thought she looked like Megan Fox.
Yeah,
I really do.
And that's a good point, because if you have a choice between a man who is like not clear on you, like she clearly knew that he was deciding between, you know, the lady that had the baby and her, but then Trevor was like, I'm all for you, I'm down. It seems like you would want to choose a person who never had a doubt about you. You know what I'm saying? Especially somebody again who has aesthetic, you know, issues or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Chelsea should definitely have been the person who chose based on who wanted her more. Because here's the thing, and I said it on my dating episode, a lot of times it's a safer choice to be with somebody who wants you a little bit more as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because women are so emotional, and this is a clear like evidence of that. You know, she was so into this man who wasn't even 100% into her. I thought they had the most awkward engagement. I think like he was turning red. Their body language was awkward. They didn't even really sit close.
He didn't get on one knee till like 10 minutes in. Like, he didn't even give her the ring until like it's like almost like he was hesitating to give her the ring. Like, oh my gosh, like my decision was wrong.
I know. And he immediately said she lied about the whole Megan Fox thing. And I can't fault him. You know, like I cannot fault him. He didn't even ask. It's one thing if he was like, hey, what do you look like? Didn't she volunteer that information?
Something like that. I think he did ask her, like, what would you say or something like that. And she's like, well, I've been told like my celebrity look-alike. I don't know. And I don't know if they edited that out or like how it's, but I just remember she said, I have a celebrity look-alike. And he was like, okay, well, who? Yeah. And she's like, well, and she kind of hesitated to like even say it.
Yeah.
Ugh. I know. It's gotta be tough out there. To be in the dating world. Girl. I mean, it really, I do not envy any of these contestants, truly. Like,
that's true. And to be on
TV, like this,
I know. And to be, girl, and here's the thing, because everybody is ugly to somebody. And here's the thing: imagine being known as the person who is like the ugly person, or the person that people looked at.
No, it's so hurtful.
I feel like that is very hurtful, and I feel like that's going to follow her, because all I thought about was last season, and I don't even know their names, but like the Indian couple, you know what I'm talking about? She kind of had the weird nose.
Yes.
I feel like that her fiance made that like the topic of the whole season. Like, he's not attracted to her. And I feel like that's very embarrassing. No matter how confident you are, if a man is saying that to you on national TV, it's embarrassing, and it has to be hurtful. It really does.
Has to be.
Now, when Chelsea and Jimmy were in the hotel room, girl, it got worse. When they went on vacation, I feel like it got worse and worse. When they were laying there in that bed, and he was looking at her, and he was like, your big teeth, I know it's an insult. That was awkward. That was
complimenting
so
her teeth.
Out of everything.
He's like, well, I noticed your smile. It's like, okay. And then he's like, well, I wanted to say something else. And she's like, well, what? And he's like, you're rack or whatever. And like, it's just
and
like,
you know what?
Okay, you know what?
I feel like he was lying. I feel like this is how I saw that scene. I saw that scene as him, or as her asking again for validation the whole entire time. Do you like me? Do you like me? Do you like me? I feel like she was asking, you know, what did you notice about me first? And he didn't have anything at all to say or anything nice to say. And I think he just panicked and said, oh, well, I have something inappropriate to say, because he didn't have anything to say. And for him to talk about her teeth, again, I'm just being honest, I'm sure people thought her mouth is weird. Like, she has a very weird, like, shaped mouth to me, and her teeth seem like kind of bucked a little bit. So I feel like for him to point that out as a first thing he noticed and then try to turn it into a positive.
I mean, I'm a teeth person, so like if you're like, oh, you have a nice smile, you have nice teeth, like they're white, whatever, like that to me is a compliment. To like somebody that I'm just got engaged to though, and I'm like, I feel like the answer should have been everything about you. I noticed you, you're so beautiful, like, you know, and that was not his reaction to her though, and it's like he was not genuine for him to be able to answer her that way. And I do think she's really beautiful in her own way. Like, I mean, she's got tattoos and stuff, and I think that he had this skewed perspective of her as like, oh, she's like fully tattooed. And like all of a sudden he's like, I've never dated a girl with a nose ring. Like, oh my god,
stupid.
like what? Come on, like, so she's like got a little bit of a personality to her. Like, let her live her life, like, you know. And so it's just like, but I agree. Like, I mean, she was like, oh my gosh, you're so handsome. You're so handsome. She was so about him.
So embarrassing.
And he was just like, like, wow, you're here. You're
I know.
here.
Well, I guess we're here. I mean, he had nothing to say.
That's all he could say.
So what did you think about the single mom? What is her name?
Jessica.
Jessica.
So,
29 Jessica.
Yeah.
How do you feel about her?
Yeah, I mean, my friends and I thought she was maybe objectively like the cutest one on the show.
Of course.
I'm like, okay, where's your injector girl? Who do I need to talk to?
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, like, she definitely looks very contoured and stuff. So I think like on a, you know, maybe there's like some other contestants that maybe are a little bit more natural appearance, and so, you know, they're beautiful in that way. Yeah. She's definitely a conventionally pretty, like very contoured look. Right. You know, definitely wouldn't have expected her to be a mom, just because she does look so young. So then you find out, oh, she's, you know, had her really young and stuff, and that's great for her, and, you know, good for her. But I love that the whole time she was really concerned about her daughter and who she's bringing home to her daughter. I felt like that was really good of her, and she seems like an amazing person. And honestly, like, I feel like she got screwed on the show. I don't think she deserves what she got. I think she's seems like a really nice person.
She seems so sweet. I thought she was so gorgeous. I thought she was like the whole package, the prettiest person to me on as far as the women.
And she wasn't mean either.
She wasn't
like a
mean.
Nice girl.
She was not mean. She was very. All her outfits were fire. Her hair was always put together. Her makeup was always fire. I'm like, girl, you deserve like the best guy. But I hated the fact that she put all her eggs in that one basket.
In the Jimmy basket.
In the Jimmy basket. Cute, girl.
Let me just say right now, I do not. He is not my type. I don't think he's. I don't think he was worth. I think both of these girls are too beautiful for him. Ooh. Personally,
Chelsea. You think Chelsea? Okay.
I mean, he's just so doofy looking. Yeah. Like, I'm like, they can both do better. They can both do better.
I went to his Instagram, right, just to see like, who is this man really? And I feel like he is a kind of like let's ride horses country type guy, and he made a comment about wanting to have 100% control and be like the head person in his marriage and like in his relationship. And I think that he just wants a all around like kind of like down home girl, and I don't think that either one of those girls were it at all.
No,
at all.
Too independent for him.
Too independent. And I just what I did hate too. I just hated how insecure Chelsea. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to rash on Kelsey, y'all. I'm not trying to rash on Kelsey. I'm just telling you my opinion. She was so insecure. Here's the thing: if you feel like you aren't like the prettiest or whatever, you better fake it till you make it, because like when you're like maybe not the prettiest, and then your body, like, you know, your posture, how you talk, it all like parallels to that, then it makes you look even worse because you don't have any confidence in herself. She was scared to wear a bathing suit. I feel like, what the hell did she wear to bed? Even when he was complimenting AD, I feel like she got on the, oh, you're stacked train, because she was like just trying to be cool and trying to make him like her. But when he started talking to AD, did you think that was inappropriate, or you thought he was in the right or the wrong?
I Honestly, I did think it was inappropriate because didn't they talk for a little bit in the pods, like a little bit
Did they?
more than most? I think so. And then I think also, I can't remember, like I think they all kind of talked, because I think that was her point she was making, is like they've all dated each other. It wasn't as serious of a triangle as like the other couples, but I just didn't like that he was like talking, like you could tell he was very drunk, and he's like, that was the part where it's like, okay, your drunk feelings are like, you're gonna go hit on another girl.
Yeah.
When we're supposed to be engaged, you just met me. You're supposed to be all about me. We're on TV, and you're talking about another girl. Like, if I was her, I would be pissed.
It was fun. I mean, it was funny. I would have been embarrassed, like as a woman, but as a woman I am, I would have went up to them and included myself in the conversation. I wouldn't have just sat back there like a weirdo, like Chelsea was doing. I think
Agreed.
I think that he was definitely drunk. I know for a fact that they, on that show and other reality TV shows, they constantly are giving you liquor because they want to see that loose drunk person, because it makes for good TV.
I've heard it's toxic.
Yes,
it's toxic with them. And no sleep, lots of alcohol. Yeah. And I just think though, like, I mean, I have no problem with someone complimenting somebody else. Right. That's not the issue. It's the time and place though.
Yeah.
You've just met me. We're supposed to be on vacation together. It's supposed to be like a sexy romance thing between us. And you're like over here off another couple that is a girl that you just within the last couple of weeks talked to in a romantic way. Like if you kind of put it all together, like I do understand why she was upset.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm more the type of person that would include myself in the conversation. Yeah. However, I think she was just so taken back at the fact that he kept it going and then like went over to her.
And he was touching her. Oof.
Touching her, spinning her around. And even the other girls were like, okay, that's weird. Yeah. And then he came over and he was like trying to check on that. Like he saw Ken be like a gentleman. And so then he wants to come over and be the gentleman.
Yeah.
It was just like, all right, come on. You're trying way too hard.
Right. Do you think 80 was in the wrong for like having that long of a conversation with him and letting her turn?
I don't think so. Because I mean, she wasn't touching him back really. Mm-hmm. She wasn't trying to be inappropriate. I think that she was just like, thank you. I think she's used to the attention, being a dancer, and like cheerleader or whatever she is. And so I think that she's probably just used that, like, thank you. And then she was like, all right, like, I enjoyed it. Okay, goodbye. Like, I think she was trying to be like, okay, like, I'll give you a little something, but like, I'm not trying to sit here and flirt with you.
Yeah. And to say, and to, it's one thing to be like, oh, that's a pretty girl, whatever. But to say his wording, like, oh, she's stacked. It showed that he was attracted to her body. And he said it to his fiance. And again, it was too soon. Like, they are just meeting. They're just kind of getting together. And I think he knew that she lacked confidence. And so I feel like to do that and say that, I mean, I think he definitely was drunk, but it was a bit.
You know what
much.
made me more mad though?
What?
It is the scenes before that when was earlier in the day when he was talking about Jessica and kept talking about her and Chelsea's just sitting there like, like, why are you continuing to talk about this girl that you did not pick? Why did you pick?
Why is your mind on her right now? I know.
Why is your mind on her? And then he's like, well, I just got to get these thoughts out, and I just got to like, express myself. And it's like, no, you don't actually, because you should have worked this out in your head before you even made your decision.
I know.
And like, I know that it's very emotional and like there's a lot to work through and stuff, but like that's part of the experiment, is to be sure. I don't know.
Right. And girl, that just reminded me, he literally said to her, I don't know if it was then or it was sometime where he said to her, okay, I guess you must have told people that I said I loved you, right? When I told you not to say it.
It was that time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then he also said that.
I whispered it.
Yeah. He also made the comment that, I hadn't made my decision after I said I loved you. I hadn't made my decision until that morning. And I feel like he said that to her to let her know, girl, I wasn't telling you I love you because I wanted to be with you. I was still thinking. And the look on her face. The look on her face was so sad.
I felt so bad for her in that moment, though. Yeah. Like, could you imagine, like, a guy saying that he loves you and then being like, well, I'm still not sure about you? Like, then shut your mouth.
I know.
Why are you even saying anything anyway?
I know. That was
he did.
horrible.
I mean, he said it to her and he didn't say it to Jessica. So it's like, but I feel like the only reason why he didn't say it to Jessica is because she has a kid. That is the only reason why.
Yeah.
That was his deal breaker. He didn't want it to be a deal breaker. And then whenever he was like, she's like, you're going to regret this. Like, you're going to need your EpiPen. I'm so hot, whatever. Like, okay.
That was a good line. I'm going to use that.
Listen, like, I think he's going to see her in these next episodes and be more attracted to her than Chelsea. I do think that's a fact.
Of course.
Absolutely. But do I think it's right? Do I think it's unfair to her? Absolutely. And I don't think it's right. And, but it's like, it is just the way the show plays out. I feel like it's such a miss on these shows that people always choose the wrong person.
I know.
And then they do the meetup and then they're like, wow, I messed up.
Right.
It's just funny to me to watch it go down.
I know. It's such a like a psychological experience. But I'm gonna tell you one thing too that Chelsea proved, right? You said in the beginning that Chelsea was like the favorite of the men. She had like 3 different men fighting for her, right? So she had 3 different men wanting her, okay? She isn't like the looker, but based on personality, the men wanted her. So this actually proved that love is not blind. You know what I'm saying? Because her personality was binging. They loved her personality, but I feel like when they saw her, it was, you know, they don't want her. You know what I'm saying? It was underwhelming and they didn't want her. So it's sad. It was that part was very sad. And Laura 34, account director, and Jeremy 32, intralogistics. I don't even know what that is. What are your thoughts?
I have so many thoughts on
Laura.
So she gives me the ick in a lot of ways.
Really?
I feel like when she went up to Jessica and was like, you need to protect yourself, you need to leave, and she's like, well, tell me why. Girl, just tell her why. Why are you trying to be all mysterious on TV? Like, no, just trust me. It's like, okay, she should have trusted you. Because then she goes back in there, Jimmy destroys her. And then he's like, oh, I've never been slammed like a girl like this before. Whatever. Like, Laura's like, I'm foreseeing all this. Girl, why are you trying to be like in the mix too much?
Yeah.
Like, stop.
That was hard.
And the comments she made at the end, like, I just was like, no, like, that was so cringe. The whole, like, a weird touching thing that they were joking about. Like, I'm just like, what?
I know. Do you think she was wrong for telling Jessica?
I don't think she was wrong for telling her. I think she was wrong for not giving her the details immediately. Like, Chelsea just came in and told me that he just said, like, I think she didn't want it to be like, oh, he told both girls I love you, but then he's still making the decision, and she didn't want to, like, but then she's like clearly realized, like, okay, Chelsea's telling me this, like, he's probably gonna break up with her then. But I don't want to say that for sure because I don't know it for sure. But it's like, then either don't say anything or tell her the tea. Like, why are you?
That was very weird. Like, I'm like, why is she over there whispering? And I'm like, girl, just spit it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what was behind that. Like, why she didn't tell her. Now her and Jeremy, I don't like them together. He looks like a little boy and she looks like a grown woman. And I feel like
Hawaiian shirts.
The Hawaiian shirts. Oh my God, the Hawaiian shirts.
Stop wearing them.
Girl, already trying to change them.
Aren't you glad that I told you? Yeah, and he's like, well, they're not going to go away. Like, it's something that he really likes. Yeah. And he's brought that up in the pods. And he's like, this is something that I like. You know, oh my gosh. And she's already trying to change him day one. I'm like, okay, good luck.
Did she have any other matches or connections other than him?
I can't remember. I feel like maybe one other, but I think that I think he was like her number one for sure.
When they met, like when they met at the like engagement or whatever, I thought that she was like, not, you know, like she was kind of disappointed in how he looked. I think he was, you know, happy with how she looked, but I knew that she wasn't, you know, super duper happy with how he looked, you know? He looks like her mom.
I think she was a little underwhelmed as well.
Yeah, for sure. They were kind of boring to me. I don't really have much about them. I just thought that she was kind of, she looks like the mama bear of everybody, you know. I don't know. I don't really have opinions about her or him.
Well, just the comments at the end about AD's body, once again, like everybody's very much like objectifying AD, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
She's very beautiful.
Far. Yeah, she went too far.
Overall.
She went too far.
Absolutely. But like, be respectful.
Yeah, and like,
this is Clay's girl, right? You know, right? Even though we don't like him,
I know
they're together. So
I thought,
and you're gonna come out here and tell your man go up to her and be like joking about grabbing her. No, not funny.
I'm hoping that she was drunk when she said that, because it almost felt like sexual harassment, because I feel like it
did.
It was too much. And even when AD was like, you know, Clay is mad and he doesn't know, she kept trying to say, oh, it's just a joke. She should have been a little bit more apologetic, because it was really giving like sexual harassment, honestly. Like, and she didn't seem too like apologetic about making her feel uncomfortable and upsetting her fiance. So I didn't know what the hell that was about. That was very weird to me.
No, she kept saying it was a joke. It was a joke. And she's like, okay, well, it made me uncomfortable. It made me upset. And she still was just like not apologizing. And I feel like Jeremy, he didn't even know what it was.
No, he didn't.
He felt like, oh my gosh, he's like, I walked into this trap, and then he's like mad at her now, and now she's mad that he's mad. It's like, well, why did you even say anything then, girl?
I know. He was really mad at her.
He was embarrassed and mad.
Yeah, he was embarrassed.
He's like, Yeah, I don't think he liked that. I think that might have been a deal breaker for them. I feel like they won't last because of that situation.
I think so, because, you know, on the previews, it showed that he was talking to another girl until like 5 a.m. and they were arguing about it. So
Sarah Ann.
Yeah.
That girl was so weird. I'm sorry, she was weird.
That has like the like bigger lips.
What is it? Can I have done something better? Is there something that I could have done better?
I liked her. I liked her.
Okay, but like, why is she so calm about the fact that this dude just broke her heart and she's just sitting there, she's like really holding it together? But like, you could tell she was like, nope, you're gonna regret this. Like, you're gonna regret this. Like, you know. And
I like
her response. At the end, she's like fake about it.
Yeah.
Because did you see they hugged? Like, her and Laura hugged, and she was like, it's all right, it's fine. And they were like trying to be supportive of each other, and like, I don't know, it seemed like good and genuine, but like, I feel like these next episodes might say otherwise.
Yeah. I think that she's going to end up getting with him on the next episodes. I think that's kind of what it showed at the end. I don't think that him and what's her name are going to last at all. So whatever, they're boring.
No.
Brittany 25, senior client partner, and Kenneth 26, middle school principal. Yuck. I'm sorry. Like, I did
Christian
not
cringe, girl. No offense.
I didn't like it.
Too much.
I think, first of all, I will say, I think that Brittany is so pretty. I think she's naturally pretty, and her makeup and like on her makeup art is really, really pretty, and she does her makeup really well. I thought she was pretty inside. I thought she had a great personality, great energy. I loved her hands down. Probably my favorite person, like personality and all that kind of stuff. Kenneth, I thought he was gross. I thought he looked gross. I thought I was so afraid to go to that episode because I truly thought that when the doors opened that she was going to like not like him. And I was very surprised that she was happy. And I'm thinking, is this real?
She was all about it.
She was.
She was like, I need a black man. That's what she said.
Yeah, she said that?
She didn't say it, but you could tell. Like, she was so about it. She was, because that they did establish that in the pause. That was it. That's all they said.
And they were not supposed to. They weren't. I don't understand this season. It was so much conversation about how do you look and what she asked. What ethnicity is your family? Okay, duh. Then you know like what his family is. Then that's what he's going to be too. So I feel like she kind of went around it and asked, but I hate that there was so much conversation this season about how do you look or do you have a big butt or whatever. Like that defeats the whole purpose of Love is Blind.
It really does.
I thought that they were kind of boring, but I thought he surprised me. I will say that he surprised me when they got on vacation because he seemed like a really good person in terms of like getting her chair and having her shoes ready, you know what I'm saying? And like being very attentive to her. And I love that. Attraction wise, he isn't really my type and it doesn't seem like he would be her type. And then on the previews for the next episodes, it looks like maybe this wasn't who he really was because they said that, you've changed since we got back. So I'm really curious to see like how is it going to be.
I was just going to say,
oh my God, like I
saw that and that kind of triggered me a little bit. I was like, okay, what? Like,
I know.
Mean? He's different now, and they just show him like on his phone.
I know, looking crazy. He was looking crazy in the previews. Like, oh my God, he even looked different.
I think thought his hair was going to be shorter too. Yeah. I think she was like, I think there was a few things that she was like, I mean, listen, I appreciate it, but it's like, I think she just was like, I think she was still about it though. But think once but then I think once they get back, I don't know, these episodes are going to be telling because I feel like they were definitely, it sounds like he's got like a little bit more lazy or like comfortable maybe with her. And like, nope, you should still be waiting on me hand and foot. What is wrong with you?
I think that,
especially she's so beautiful.
She's so beautiful. And I'm just being honest. Like, I feel like they're not a match aesthetically. Like, I feel like they look weird together. Like, I just wouldn't think that they would pick each other, to be honest with you. I thought that when the doors opened and she saw him, I'm sure she was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought I don't know. He could have just looked a little bit better, I guess. He just looked sloppy to me. And, I would be very sad if I opened the door and he was on the other side.
It's kind of true, though. I know what you mean. No, like a little bit more sweatpants type of vibe.
Yeah. Like, and he gives me
sweatpants on the couch.
He gives me sweatpants, girl. He gives me sweatpants on the couch, and like maybe he has a weird smell, and I don't know. Like, I just feel like
we're going to Chili's for our date, like our anniversary. We're going to Chain. Like that's the type of vibe I get.
I'm very interested to see what comes of them. So last and not kind of least in my book, but last and not least, Amy 28, e-commerce specialist, and Johnny 28, account executive. They're the one couple that I think might make it, but they're kind of boring. Like, what do you think about them?
They're the least. That's why I think that's why if they're boring, I think they're gonna make it. When they're not boring, that's usually the couples that break up.
Yeah.
And I think that, she has a very natural beauty to her as well. I think that he seems super cute. I think they seem like they work well together. They seem like they have a nice dynamic.
Yeah.
I think that they could possibly make it. I would think Brittany and Ken or Amy and Johnny, I think possibly are the only two couples that would make it. I don't think any of the other couples will make it.
Do you think Johnny is attractive?
He's not my type.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's hideous.
No, he's not hideous. He's not my type, but definitely he's not hideous. I think that she was right in saying that he's probably not what she would typically go for. But I think they could make it. They were just kind of boring. Not much to say about them. I don't know.
Not much to say.
Not much to say. Not much to say at all. It was a lot of people there. So I have a friend who was actually on this season, and she's going to be on the show. But there were a lot of people there. And now that I know that they only can choose 5, I'm wondering about other couples.
I know. And I don't know if it's because those couples, like, they just didn't make it. So like, we're going to focus on the storylines that went the longest.
Yeah.
But like, I know for a fact that other contestants have said multiple other people have gotten engaged and they just didn't show it.
Wow. Oh my God.
So either they didn't make it to the vacation, or like they just, something happened where they didn't make it to vacation or whatever, but like they did definitely get engaged in the pods.
Wow.
And did a reveal and everything. And then something must have happened.
Girl.
I want to see those though. I want
to see them too. Like there should be a spinoff for sure. There should be a spinoff because that's content that Netflix can have, unless they're like super boring couples, I guess, but there's still possible content, I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's maybe because they get engaged in the pods and then they don't end up going to the vacation because of whatever reason, like they backed out or cold feet or something.
That is true, girl. But I don't know. I'm ready for the next couple of episodes. I think they premiere on the 21st, which is like next Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm excited to see. I wonder if they're gonna. Well, I guess they're gonna probably show the rest of the episodes and then stop at the weddings, because they have to meet the family, they have to move in, they have to show all that is always a key indicator.
Those are my fave.
Those are like, I'm on the edge of my seat like, oh my god. And these previews really made me feel like it's gonna be some shit hitting the fan with every single couple except for the last couple.
Yes,
they look so happy.
I know. I'm excited. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of drama though. Yeah. I'm really here for it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Paige, thank you so much for spending an hour on your day to give me your opinion on Love is Blind. Where can the listeners find you?
Yes. So I'm on socials. GrayMultimediaTX.com is where you can connect with me the most. And I have all my socials linked there. Nice. Thank you so much for having me. It was so fun to talk Love is Blind. I love this show and I love hearing your opinions.
I know. Listen, and our opinions were not like all aligned. And I love that because everybody has different perspectives. This show needs to be like a case study because everybody I talk to has different opinions about everything. I love that. I love it so much.
I love it too. I love it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and we will see you on the next episode.